All right, welcome guys. I wanted to talk to the parents of kids with developmental complex trauma about how your kids get stuck in survival mode and what that looks like. When a child has experienced trauma, it wires the brain to protect, right? So if I feel like the world isn't safe and I've had a traumatic event, my first reaction is, how do I protect myself? And that doesn't change just because I'm now in a loving family and mom and dad are taking really good care of me. So that's how your kid's brain is thinking it. And they're really good at knowing the social cues and what to say and how to do things so that they can survive. And so when your child is feeling like a victim and they're feeling that they're in survival mode and they need to protect themselves, they're going to be in that place of disempowerment and victimization, and that's going to equal anger. They're going to feel and they're going to respond with anger because that's the secondary emotion that protects us, right? If I'm feeling unsafe, the first thing that's going to keep me the safest is by having that fight or flight energy, and it's mostly fight to kind of like get in and fight to protect myself. So we need to figure out a way to reprogram that in your kid's brain. And so I'm going to take a moment to talk about how do we empower a child to become a survivor and not a victim. Because as a victim, their anger gets activated. Because they feel like that they have to protect themselves. When they feel like they need to protect themselves, there's going to be a part of them that's going to identify with the aggressor, and they're going to act as if they're the perpetrator. And that's why we get kids destroying things and yelling profanities and hurting the family dog and so forth, because there's so much rage and so much fire to survive and protect themselves that they're now identifying with the aggressor. And there's a lot of research on that, and I hope to explain that more in a neurophysiological and psychological level. But at this given moment, let's just take it for granted that your kid is traumatized, they're constantly in survival mode, they feel unsafe consistently. It doesn't matter how much safety you provide for them. If they don't allow themselves to calm down and be in the present moment, that safety doesn't mean anything. They're going to cover that up with their need to protect themselves and to be safe by taking care of themselves and not connecting. Trauma disrupts the ability to connect. And so they're going to protect themselves, and they're going to do that by responding and reacting with fight or flight, anger, which sometimes we call identifying with the aggressor.